What's up, y'all? My name is Devontae, and I sacrifice my time so you don't have to. You know, whenever I hear Dave Meltzer talking nowadays, I usually like to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I like to think to myself, you know what, this guy's in his 60s right now. There may be a possibility that dementia might be setting in, that Alzheimer's might be setting in. I don't know what the fuck is going on, because I'm really starting to think to myself that, you know what, it's got to be some type of mental disorder also on top of that. Maybe schizophrenia, you know, to kind of provide the context as to why he's so fucking delusional and living in his own goddamn la-la world. Like he's just like forming images in his head and actually saying to himself, yep, that what happened in my brain happened to be what, and we're live. That's the only thing I could think of when I hear the things that come out of his fucking mouth. But when I see things like this, I have to put it to the side and I really have to think to myself, or could it just be that he's just flat out fucking lying? Right? Because there's no way a sane human being could say the things that Dave Meltzer says and legitimately believe it to be the truth. It's a lie. Here, check it out. Link is down in the description box below. I got this off of Twitter through WrestleTalk. Check this out. Dave Meltzer on the profitability of AEW and how the company has helped the wrestling business overall, including WWE, after 5 years. And I quote from Mr. Meltzer, "Has it been a profitable business? Not yet. I know that when they started the business, no matter what anyone says now, I don't think they were starting the business to make a profit 6 years in. I think they knew full well that it would be not profitable in 2019. Could not be. Was going to be big losses that first year. But I think the hope was that by 2020 or 2021, that it would be profitable. Certain things happened. It did not get to that level. They spent a lot more on contracts, and they spent a lot more contracts, I think, than expected over the years, and things like that. At the same time, it accomplished something that no other company had done. It helped spring pro wrestling to the biggest period it has had since the end of the so-called Attitude Era. Helped WWE greatly because they had to up their game, and when they upped their game, their business went up." That's an actual quote from a sentient fucking human being. So can we just revert back to a second? Before we even talk about this, I just want to pick Dave Meltzer's brain to see what the fuck goes on inside there. Because the things that he says, I'm not computing. It's not connecting well with me. So what do you mean the so-called Attitude Era, Dave? What does that quote even fucking mean, sir? Are you suggesting that the Attitude Era never existed? Like, are you suggesting that the Attitude Era is just a name given to a time frame in professional wrestling when specific content was produced with a specific audience in mind, with a specific set of talent that produced said content that related to said audience at the time, that conflated or correlated with the viewership number going up, and then it starting to go down when they halted said market that correlates with said talent that put out said content that reflected off of said demographic of audience they were aiming at the time compared to the previous era, the previous years, and the years after that. Dave, the Attitude Era existed. Bro, and I try my best. Here's the thing. Before everything started to break out with Dave Meltzer, when talking about his integrity, his credentials, when talking about a given set of news, I said to myself, even in the past, and I like to, again, this is all before the stuff started breaking out, when he just started being wrong, and then wrong again, and then wrong afterwards, and then wrong after the time that he was wrong, the first time after he was wrong before that time. I tried to give the benefit of the doubt, and I said to myself, okay, maybe there's just a chance that Dave Meltzer, he gets his news from bad sources. Maybe people are trolling him. Maybe people are trying to make an ass out of Dave, right? And then I have to remember, oh, fuck, it's Dave Meltzer. He looks in the mirror, and that's him making an ass out of himself, right? Dave, the Attitude Era was a thing, bro. It was a concept. I don't know why you said so-called. I can't even compute what you mean in regards to that context by saying a so-called Attitude Era, and then you wonder why people don't take you fucking seriously, right? When you say stupid shit like that, you wonder why people don't take you fucking seriously. And then even worse, when you look at the thread, and I'm looking at a bunch of people in this thread, no one's even, it's just a bunch of AEW fanboys. It's just a bunch of AEW fanboys who are praising the absolute shit out of him, saying, Dave, you're so right, bro. Yeah, Dave. Sorry, Dave, it's kind of hard to talk with your dick down my throat. You're so right, bro. Everything that you said is so correct. Look at these fucking comments, bro. Like, what are you talking about, bro? What is going on? Is it the further you go down, it's like, you know how you look on YouTube and you see like how comments get thumbed down? So like the more comments that are considered negative to that page are more further down compared to the positive comments you see a little bit more up above. It seems like people who are just seeing common sense things like, how the fuck does WWE get profitable through AEW? With what viewership numbers? This is what most people are saying in the comment section. Just common sense things that I would think, again, any person with a fucking IQ higher than their goddamn shoe size would probably just think to themselves outright, because that just makes fucking sense. It doesn't make sense for a company that can't even barely get their peak number would be considered Raw's lowest viewership number, and you're gonna sit here and you're gonna tell me that AEW is an influence on WWE. Because what original AEW talent did they take? Help me out here. I'm having a blank. I think outside of Jade Cargill, can I think of any other original AEW talent that WWE has taken from that is now being used on the main roster? Not NXT, okay? Not even a legacy talent, for an example, like a Brian Pillman Jr. I mean a legitimate, original, no ties to WWE whatsoever. I think the only thing that flashes in my brain is Jade Cargill. So where is this influence coming from? It's not coming from the talent. Certainly not coming from the content, because again, this isn't even like a situation when you're copying off of ECW. What has AEW done to push the wrestling business going forward? They're taking elements of past promotions and they're turning it up to 10. Whether it's the hardcore elements when looking at ECW, or hell, even CZW, or hell, even GCW today, right? You're taking elements of what they're doing from a hardcore standpoint and you're using that as an influence on your company. You're looking to New Japan Pro Wrestling and you're using their fucking I mean, you care so little about your own fucking company that you're willing to put Jon Moxley as your fucking world champion of New Japan Pro Wrestling as the front and centerfold over your legitimate world champion going strong today. He had an opportunity to put over the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Championship before your world champion even got the opportunity to cut a promo about how he's satisfied and how he's proud to be, according to you guys, you know, the historical black world champion, So put that to the side. So they don't have the credentials loaned to them by WWE in regards to their talent. They don't have anything as far as worth copying off of, because all you motherfuckers do is copy off of every goddamn promotion to the goddamn moon. So what's going on here? What is the influence? What are they taking away from I don't know. I don't know. But let's reflect back on what he said a little bit, because again, he's playing a game where he has to look at the things that he's saying, and at the same time he has to contradict it. But when he contradicted, he wants to be like, well, don't pay attention to the contradiction, folks, okay? Don't pay attention to the fact that I just burnt the turkey in the oven. So what if it's a burnt turkey in the oven, okay? If you kind of cut it a little bit past the skin, go a little bit deeper, you can find some white meat, and who cares, okay? Who cares? You have food directly in front of your face. There are other people who don't have food, so how about you just eat the fucking turkey? Because even though the turkey is burned, it's gonna feed a bunch of people. That's what he's essentially saying, right? Just because AEW doesn't have the profit to prove that they're anything commendable as far as having any credibility as a company or as a business, because newsflash, they haven't made a profit. But of course, let's focus on the fact that they're worth $2 billion, right? Debunk that whole thing, by the way. But let's focus on the fact that Dave Meltzer says something else incredibly stupid and incredibly contradicting to his own fucking statements. Has it been a profitable business? Not yet. I know that when they started the business, no matter what anyone says now, I don't think they were starting the business to make a profit 6 years in. So what's the point? point of consistently having to point out that you are beating Raw and you are gaining on SmackDown these past couple of years when talking about the ratings, huh? Because I would assume the whole point of focusing on the ratings, focusing on the demographic, as you guys like to say, is to get advertisers, right? That's the whole point, is to bring in advertisers, to plunk money into your show that you are making a profit out of, because that's what your contract has was stipulated. That you're making me retarded right now. See, my brain is getting fried. Again, I'm going full Meltzer, which means I'm going full retard, which means I'm going full brain dad. I'm going full internet brain. I'm going Meltzer brain. I told you guys, full Meltzer brain. Dude, you don't even understand the things that you're saying currently at the moment. It's not only contradicting what you said in the past when reflecting off of what's important in professional wrestling, which, by the way, you contradicted that point off rip already when you focused on that. Because remember back in 2019 when he had that little YouTube excerpt, you guys remember that? Maybe you don't. Let me help you out here, refresh you a little bit. Let me refresh your memory. Let me let you know on to things that you probably didn't see in the past because you just became a professional wrestling now. A professional wrestling fan nowadays. Listen to what I'm saying. Shut the fuck up. Back in 2019, I remember this thing with Dave Meltzer. He was talking to Brian Alvarez. And he was talking about Raw by themselves. This is before AEW became a thing on television, right? And he was reflecting off the ratings. He was reflecting off the viewership numbers, right? And I remember Dave Meltzer saying something along the lines of, well, the viewership numbers is what's really important. The ratings, so I shit you not. Some of you probably remember this in the comment section. If you can remember what video it is, please tell me what it was. Dave Meltzer outright said back in 2019 that the viewership is more important than the ratings. That's not me. That's what Dave Meltzer says. But of course, when Tony Khan is putting those dollar bills in your pocketbook, adding on to those six figures that you happen to milk from the wrestling business, doing nothing but sitting on your ass all day, doing exactly what I'm doing, but pretending that you're better than me because you happen to get the insight from the wrestlers who, by the way, today is trolling your ass most of the times, ruining your credibility. My, how the tables have turned, am I right? But you're going to sit here and you're going to contradict yourself, be hypocritical on so many different instances, but pretend to me that your contradiction, that you're contradicting, you're going to put there on the forefront and then say to yourself that, nah, guys, the profit, everything that they're discussing in regards to money, that they weren't really caring about that at all. I mean, never mind the fact that Chris Jericho literally called himself the fucking demo god. Just ignore all those things, right? Ignore all the nitpicks and tiddlywinks that these guys are throwing out there. Ignore the Young Bucks consistently changing up their fucking heading on their Twitter page to make mockery of WWE as far as them catching up on them. Because I would think, again, in the grand scheme of things, the competition is about how many people are plunking dollars into what the fuck you're producing, right? But again, let Dave Meltzer cook, because that's what Dave Meltzer does. Dave Meltzer says words that apparently register and they relate to the AEW faithful in his audience, and they pretend as if he didn't say things in the past that again completely contradict the statements that they themselves were not even focused on before he said it. Then they puppeteered everything that he said, then they say it out there. It's a circle jerk. It's a fucking circle jerk. These guys are in the community and they're looking at each other's penises and they're going, God damn, your penis is really big. How did you get it that way? Well, I made up some fabricated nonsense about WWE falling behind AEW from a numerical standpoint. Ooh, did you use stats also to, help your dick grow a little bit bigger? Of course I did. They call me Pinocchio dick, okay? I'm Pinocchio dick, all right? I just make up bullshit and my dick grows a little bit bigger, okay? Ooh, can I try that? Sure, go ahead. Lie. I gotta think of a lie. Quick lie. Hurry. AEW is more profitable than WWE. Holy shit, my dick just grew a mile. This is what they do, bro. And then they grab their humongous big Pinocchio dicks and then they jack it off in front of each other. Come on, bro. Come on. How do you take this knucklehead serious, bro? He literally said the so-called Attitude Era. Like, what are we doing here, bro? What are we fucking doing, bro? He's a liar. He's a charlatan. He just says shit in order to get people to register to his stupid fucking website. It's funny how many people say all the time, oh, Devontae, all you do is just take AEW and man, you completely blow out of proportion the things that happen on the show. Man, you nitpick everything. You look at one segment and you say to yourself, how better could it be if you actually just went to the fullest potential of what that segment, of what that wrestler, of what that entity could have actually done. Oh, Devontae, if you can just focus on the fact that AEW, they're trying, Devontae. They're putting their best foot forward, okay? They're like MacArthur, but they can't get the sword out of the rock because they're fucking nerds and they have the arms of fucking noodle strings. That's what you want me to do, right? You want me to sit back and pretend that I'm a fucking lobotomite and I have to look at the things that I'm looking at and just pretend that it happens to be fucking good, right? Cut my... Good show, guys, good show. I like the part when Orange Cassidy hit a suicide dive on himself. Sure, go for it. If you want me to lie, I can pretend to be Dave Meltzer. I can absolutely cosplay as Dave Meltzer and just, AEW, good show, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, no 5 stars, Chuck Taylor and the Best Friends going up against fucking Pride and Powerful, 5 stars, I can lie to you if you really want me to, right? You want me to do that? I can absolutely do that. I can also tell you that you're gonna get a girlfriend in the next 5 minutes. But how about I just tell you the truth? How about I actually relate to you by telling you the fucking truth? Something that Dave Meltzer apparently doesn't know because it doesn't register in his mind, because telling the truth to Dave Meltzer is kryptonite, the fucking Superman. Here's the fucking catch when it comes to everything that Dave Meltzer says. Like I said before, and like I said after, and how I will continue to say it as much as he would like to deflect from it, it's pretty fucking clear. Whether it's money, whether it's influence, there is something going on as a relationship is considered between Tony and Dave Meltzer. It's already been outed that the man gives advice to Tony Khan. So don't you fucking think for 2 seconds that maybe the advice that Dave Meltzer tells Tony Khan most likely means that his product, Tony Khan's product, if it fails or if it's not doing as good as people thought it was gonna do going into the future, that maybe Dave Meltzer, his pride is a little bit hurt and that maybe he's making excuses because the things that Tony Khan has been doing, that AEW is currently failing at the moment because of the advice that Tony Khan took from Dave Meltzer. Maybe Dave Meltzer is just, coping a little bit because maybe all his advice that he gave to Tony is failing miserably. I mean, the guy's literally living vicariously through Tony Khan as far as having a wrestling promotion. I mean, that's Dave Meltzer's promotion as much as it is Tony Khan's. And look, it's failing. It's miserably fucking failing. So he has to grasp at so much straw to the extent that he's putting the Attitude Era in quotations as if it fucking exists in one person's brain, and then they just put out a fucking rumor that the Attitude Era happened about 25 years ago, and then apparently it's nonsense. It's nonsense. If he's not gaslighting, he's not doing anything correctly, right? It's like the whole double standards, no standards argument. He makes no sense with the arguments that he brings forward. He makes up bullshit. He's delusional as fuck as far as what he puts forward. And of course, it all stems off the fact, based off of his pride, that he himself has came up with these ideas that Tony Khan has now put forward, and they're failing miserably. Because newsflash to the AEW faithful, to the Andy Mark faithful, to the people who think that professional wrestling in-ring action is more important than the story and the characters, completely just going up against everything that fucking mattered about 25 years ago when we were peaking at fucking 8 million fans compared to what professional wrestling is at the moment. Leave it up to these numbskulls. Leave it up to these professional idiots. They say things that they know is bullshit. It's like the whole argument about this isn't real socialism. No, it's socialism. And your ideas are fucking stupid. And now that everybody is recognizing that your ideas are fucking stupid, you have to make up every excuse in the book to get around the idea that your ideas are fucking stupid. I feel like I got that all off my chest. So with that being said, you guys go enjoy SmackDown or go enjoy whatever you're going to do later on tonight. I just ask you for a favor, put that sock in the laundry room because goddammit, I don't need you dying from fucking diseases. I almost said something really bad too. I'm glad I'm actually choked on my spit right there. Just do me a favor, get some rest, wake up in the morning time and come back to my, what pay-per-view is it? Is it Dynamite? It's a double or no? King of the Ring. Come back to the King of the Ring review tomorrow night. Got mixed up because, professional wrestling, we've completely oversaturated the goddamn business to the extent that I get no fucking breaks and we have 2 pay-per-views in the same goddamn weekend. I know, right? I guess that's an influence from AEW, right? Upping up WWE's game. Fucking clown. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces. P.I.S.